Coming up right now, the FEMA worker accused of telling staff to skip Trump Vance homes is speaking out why she says it's not an isolated incident.
Also coming up, a soccer boss loses his cool on the pitch and takes it out on a player.
And later, one of the Today Show hosts is out and her replacement has just been named.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Matt Doolittle in for Mr. Mitch English, who is still in Nashville having a time of his life on Broadway Street, I'm sure.
At the CMA.
Yes, it's an annual thing he gets to go to with his radio show, so I'm glad he's having fun out there.
Yeah.
I've never been to Nashville. I've always
Me
wanted to go.
neither. I've heard it's fantastic.
I've heard it's just one big party, and that's apparently where everybody goes for their bachelorette parties. That's all I see. That's all I see on TV or on the internet.
If I was, I don't remember.
Anybody want to invite James to their bachelorette party?
Oh, jeez.
James is available for bachelorette parties starting today, James?
Starting today.
Starting today. All right. How about that?
Oh, good for you.
All right. Do you have a lot of pictures on your phone, Matt?
Yeah, they're mostly of my cat. But
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about unread text or email?
No, I'm pretty good about
pretty
all
good about
that.
that,
Yeah, if
okay.
I see more than like 20 emails get lined up, even though now it's just all junk,
It's junk.
and I miss important stuff. There's a lot of important stuff I've been missing because it's like, I think the spam is increased over the past 6 months.
I think you're right. Well, there is a new term for folks who have too many texts, too many emails, and too many photos on their phone. They're being called digital hoarders.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've got thousands, okay, yes. Braden says yes. Anybody else?
Emails.
Yes, thousands of emails. Unread?
Nobody's
It's
leaving
all
me
spam
alone.
crap, and I unsubscribe, and then they keep sending.
Yeah,
keep sending,
the
okay.
unsubscribe does not work.
It does not. It's a
They-
scam.
they say
After
it.
this political cycle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I like the text that you get, please pray for so-and-so. This is brought to you by the Harris campaign. I'm like, what? What?
I didn't get any of the. Everybody was
Really?
complaining about the political text. I didn't get him. I mean, I'm on I'm on undeclared.
Yes.
So maybe that's why. But I didn't get any of that
I
stuff.
got calls, texts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're on every
signals.
board in the world.
Well, I can't help it, man. They want my vote. I can't help it. I'm special.
Well, they say if you've got more than 10,000 photos, you're considered a digital hoarder. But I'm thinking if everybody's had their phone for the last 10 years, that's easy to do.
And it's easier to just take a photo and forget you even took it
Yes.
nowadays. It's not like back in the day where you're like, oh, I don't want to waste these 30 pictures and have to wait a month to get them back.
is
Now
true.
it's like click.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, we got one of those Aura frames where you can upload your photos to the digital frame. It's fantastic because then you're like, oh, now I can actually see the pictures that I have hidden on my phone for the last 10 years.
My
That's
wife
nice.
and I still haven't even done anything with our wedding pictures yet.
Oh,
They're just sitting there. We got to do something with them. But it's been like 6-7 months, and I'm like, babe, you want to do anything with these?
Isn't
like,
it amazing?
I paid $2,000 for these.
That's
Like,
the thing. The amount of money you spend on wedding photos and the wedding video, and then it's like, when do you ever look at that?
Yeah,
It's not for you though. It's for everyone else, so they can remember that moment.
That is true.
I did frame a picture for my mom. So
Okay, so you did.
I did something. Yeah.
Cost you $2,000,
Good
but
boy.
you got one photo.
And it was
for
a
your
cell
mom.
phone picture from somebody else.
There you go. And check this out. The FEMA supervisor accused of telling staff to skip hurricane-ravaged homes that had Trump campaign signs claims it was not an isolated incident. Marnie Washington was fired after messages surfaced showing her directing FEMA employees to skip homes in hurricane disaster zones that showed support for Trump and Vance in their front yards. Washington broke her silence during an interview and said she was just following FEMA policy. A FEMA official backed up Washington's claims and confirmed the agency's practice of skipping homes that showed support for Republicans and President Trump. They said it's been common practice at the agency for the last 8 years. Those residents who were intentionally skipped over in Florida and North Carolina were denied federal disaster assistance. This is unacceptable.
That makes no sense to me. Why would you can't
Politics
do that.
should not play into you getting help after a disaster.
Exactly. And those poor folks in North Carolina are still cleaning up and they're still waiting for help. And they're, they're sequestered into a mountainous region in Western North Carolina. And then you have this story coming up and you think, well, what is the point of having this agency? It's completely unacceptable.
I just wonder if they have to be vetted, because on the other side, there was also a police officer or a sheriff somewhere, I believe, that was saying how he wasn't going to go help non-Trump supporters. So you had him on both sides, because this election
crazy.
just tore people apart. And it's like, when you get these types of messages get out there, it's like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Very divisive.
No matter what side you're on, you got to,
Well, especially when it comes to law enforcement or even FEMA. Like, well, then why have FEMA? If they're going to politicize it, that's ridiculous.
And then they complain they don't have any money to help anybody half the time.
Yeah, that was true, right?
Yeah.
They gave it all to, what did they say? They saved part of it for illegal immigrants that were coming over, but they can't help Americans.
And the hurricanes and everything. All right, well, a manager for a Spanish soccer team has caught the attention of the internet after an attack on his own player. The team was the most talked about club in the country after the coach's tirade turned violent in front of the cameras. The 47-year-old manager was caught on camera grabbing and shoving his own player after he was given a red card. Instead of heading to the arena's tunnel, the player walked toward his manager. The coach then grabbed him by the collar and started shaking him. The player seemed dejected and did not fight back.
Oh, my.
I mean, and I didn't get to this level of professional sports, but I've had coaches like this that are just like, calm down. Like, they'll go after their own players. It's insane.
It's stress, bro. And it's stress, and your job is on the line as a coach. If you're not winning, then you got a good player that does something crazy and he gets ejected, then, that.
And these soccer clubs are very passionate about their sports, per se. Like, you don't wear, when I was over there, they were telling me, do not wear Manchester United stuff when you go to Wales or when you go to other, because they're like, you don't want to deal with the fights, because that's my club. They will fight you in the middle of the street over this.
And in the meantime, he looks like an evil cartoon character in that outfit. You're looking at him.
It looks like something Brad Pitt would play or something.
Yeah, right?
It's going to be a movie.
The Today Show is saying goodbye to Hoda Kotb and hello to Craig Melvin. Kotb announced her plans to leave the Today Show a few months ago, and her last day on the air will be January 10th. The show announced that Craig Melvin will take a seat next to Savannah Guthrie as the main co-host. Melvin says he is thrilled at the opportunity to expand his role on the show. NBC also announced that Today with Hoda and Jenna will now become Jenna and Friends. The network plans to bring in several fill-ins before they decide on a permanent replacement to co-host with Jenna Bush Hager.
She's leaving. Well, so the reports are that she's being kind of pushed out because they pay her too much. That was sort of the report there. It's still funny that show keeps continuing to have great hosts be relevant through the years.
Yeah, although I feel like the tide is starting to change and fewer people are depending on these morning shows for their news and their content. And so I think that when you look at the amount of money that these networks are paying some of these co-hosts, I think with Hoda Kotb, maybe it was a matter of her being ready to kind of call it a day and spend more time with her family. But maybe they also said to her, hey, look, you're going to have to either take a pay cut or you're going to have to leave, which is, I guess, the case with Chris Wallace from CNN. They told him, look, we can't afford to pay you anymore, so either you take this huge pay cut and continue to be on an irrelevant online show or you're done. And he's like, okay, I'm out.
We saw that with a few of the meteorologists in our area here in Orlando, or our major meteorologists. They were like, hey, we're not going to pay you anymore. And they're like, well, I'm not going to get up at 3 a.m. anymore. Like that's part of it too. Like we've worked those hours, and after a few years, it takes its toll, and you're missing out on stuff at night, dinners. You can't go to the movies at night.
Like the food festivals that we have here.
Sometimes those next mornings are a little rough. Well, Andrea and I got to experience one of these, and it's one of my favorite annual events this year, and it benefited the Wounded Warrior Project. It was the Food and Wine Classic at Disney Swan and Dolphin.
It was amazing. It was our first time to experience it. And I couldn't believe the amount of options that they had. Beer, wine, champagne. They even had some cocktails there.
And 45 vendors. The food was fantastic. I had the scallops from one of the Florida-based restaurants, and I went back a couple times.
Lights out with the food. We had Rosa Mexicana. They had fish tacos. They were amazing.
And what was great is my wife's gone kind of full vegan now, so there was a lot of options for her. So she was really happy with that.
They had cauliflower tacos, which I'm sure she probably indulged in, and then some amazing sushi. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And the weather was great. It's an annual event. You check it out at foodandwineclassic.com for next year. They do this every year right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And this year they raised $13,000 for the Wounded Warrior Project, which helps benefit and assist wounded veterans after September 11th, 2001. So it helps them get going. And we actually featured an interview with one of them a couple weeks ago.
It was an incredible night. They had live music. They had, I mean, it was this huge One Direction. You could go this direction, you could go that direction. You had live music everywhere. It was just wonderful.
Yeah, and thanks to our friends out there who had us out. Hopefully we'll be out there again next year.
No
but
kidding.
make sure you check out foodandwineclassic.com. And, every year they pick a beneficiary, and this year it was Wounded Warrior.
The Swan and Dolphin. Thank you to those folks for sure. Well, stay with us. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. We've got it all right here on Daily Flash. Stay with us. We're back right after.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Matt Doolittle. Well, millions of American families spend thousands of dollars annually to have their children participate in club travel sports. But should they? And the questions others are asking are discussed in the book, What's the Goal? The Truth About the Youth Sports Industry. Co-written by our next guest, clinical child psychologist Jean Lynn Scott. Welcome, Dr. Lynn Scott. Sorry.
Thank you.
So travel sport. Thanks for being here. So travel sports is huge in this country, particularly with soccer. So let's start with the positive side of club travel sports for kids.
Sure. Well, sports has always had great opportunities for children in the form of physical fitness and learning teamwork and discipline and perseverance, friendships, the ability to learn how to lose. All of those aspects of sports, we want to keep those. We are very pro sports.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the downside of it. And I would assume a huge part of it is not being affordable for everyone, right?
Yes, that's one of our biggest concerns. We estimate that when families are doing the travel sports circuit, as we call it, and they're in the high school years, especially during the years when they are being recruited for college sports, it can run up to 20, 30, even 40,000 or so per child, per family. So we say maybe 90% of families in this country probably can't afford that. And if they are trying to afford it, there are some major sacrifices that perhaps need not be made or should not be made. And so we're really concerned about how exclusive this industry has become.
And it can also put a lot of extra wear and tear on kids. I know in baseball, kids are having Tommy John surgery, when they're freshmen in high school. So that can be a huge problem too, right?
Yes, huge problem has become overuse injuries from single sport specialization, because the business model for these travel sports industry is year-round participation. So we're seeing huge increases in things like Tommy John surgery, ACL injuries and surgeries in soccer. And parents need to remember that these aren't just, that's a normal part of this game and you get it and your kid is fine. Some of these injuries and the resultant surgeries will have lifelong impact for these kids going into adulthood. And the physical injury is the one we first think about, but the mental health challenges become very large as well. A lot of these kids are facing huge pressure, whether the parents realize it or not, from their parents to continue to play, whether it remains fun or they even want to, because the parents have made such an enormous financial investment into this that it's really hard for their kids to be let go, for example, to stop playing. So there's pressure, there's burnout, there's anxiety, there's depression, especially connected to injury recovery, when so many of them are injured so often in middle school, high school, where these are years they're supposed to be super physically and socially active. So we have a lot of concerns, and we are joining the conversation of many before us who've been writing really since maybe the early 80s and about these concerns, and the problem just keeps getting worse.
So has the NIL situation, name, image, and likeness, sort of maybe increased this push from the parents to even get their kids, playing sports, so now they can make sort of that investment money, but sadly back from them while they're in high school or, heading into college? Has that made it worse?
I think perhaps it may have. It's one of those things that was pretty new when we were writing the book, right? It was just happening. So I think it can. Time will tell, but any push to make a lot of money that's coming from the parents is going to definitely be felt by the children.
Well, that's great, Doctor. And, I hope some people can get something out of this. So to get a copy of the book, What is the Goal? Please visit Amazon or your favorite online bookseller. Welcome. Thank you, Doctor. So UFC legend Jon Jones handed Donald Trump his title belt and thanked the president-elect after winning his match at Madison Square Garden. In a victory speech, the 37-year-old Jones thanked both the Lord, his savior, and the president-elect Trump. Then he broke into Trump's signature dance move, and the crowd went wild. They also featured a video with iconic moments from President Trump on the campaign trail, which played on the Jumbotron. The footage showed the moment Donald Trump fist bumped into surviving the first assassination attempt back in July. And the UFC is definitely his crowd. They love him there. Dana White loves him. Joe Rogan's one of the commentators. So it's definitely the crowd where he's going to get the biggest pop.
Well, he's been going to these UFC fights for ages, so he's kind of tapped into that crowd. He enjoys it. He goes, he knows all those folks. It was interesting to see him embrace Joe Rogan when he walked in. Crowd went wild. I mean, and then of course showing the campaign footage from the campaign trail and that iconic moment in July when that first assassination attempt on his life occurred and he put the fist up in the air. That iconic image will stay with us forever. But, it's one of those moments where I remember watching him. I think he was talking to Rogan, and Rogan said, "So you're going back to Madison Square Garden after you do your big campaign rally?" He goes, "Yes, I'll either be really happy or I'll be really sad." So I think he was very happy.
He loves himself a crowd, so he'll go anywhere where he knows he's going to get the pop. And he probably, they didn't say exactly what he said to Rogan when he leaned over. He's probably like, "Thanks for the little push at the end."
Maybe, you never know. But it was an exciting moment to see see all of those folks, of course, in attendance. And what a night for everybody at Madison Square Garden. Well, stay with us. We're going to talk about must-watch movies coming up. It's a new one, a holiday flick starring Ben Stiller. It's called Nutcrackers. We're going to give you a sneak peek coming up. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson. This week, The Scene with Doreen is making you an offer you can't refuse. There's a huge collection of iconic Hollywood memorabilia up for auction this month, like Marlon Brando's tux from The Godfather. Here's Doreen with how you can get your very own piece of pop culture history.
Have you ever wanted to own a piece of Hollywood history like Han Solo's blaster gun or Val Kilmer's Batman suit or maybe even Glinda the Good Witch's wand? Well, today on The Scene with Doreen, I sit down with StudioAuctions.com CEO Brad Teplitsky. Check it out. How does an attorney from Toronto, Canada, become one of the biggest curators of pop culture memorabilia?
A lot of good luck. I didn't even know you could collect this stuff, that it was for sale. And I found out that Bill Shatner, I was a big Star Trek fan, and that William Shatner's tunic from the original Star Trek series was coming up for auction. I got so excited, I couldn't believe it. And the rest follows from that. As I started to buy and sell, I said, why don't I start my own auction house? Try and do it a different way. So that's how it happened. Do you own a lot of memorabilia still? Some, not as much as I used to. A lot of it's now been sold privately or through our auctions or even other auction houses before we opened up our own. I still have a decent collection though, and some of the items for sale are mine, but most of them are from consigners, people who like me, were collectors or still are collectors and decided to part with some of their items.
Why do you think people identify so strongly with a movie, TV show, or even a character that they will spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to own just a very small piece of it?
People have fond memories, right, of growing up when they were younger. Some people think, well, maybe that was more of an innocent time. So it's a reminder to them of that time, that movie, and the prop reminds them of the movie, right? That's one reason. But then also, if it's a character, sometimes people identify with a certain character. They sort of see themselves in the character, or they're empathetic for what the character went through.
You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing.
Calvin Klein jeans.
What's your favorite piece in this upcoming auction? Probably Brooke Shields. I would assume her jeans. That's pretty cool.
We're more than just props and costumes. We're pop culture.
Sure.
For example, Brooke Shields jeans. I'm honored that Brooke decided to consign that and some other important items from her past.
Say someone wants the Batman suit worn by Val Kilmer in Batman Forever, or Brooke Shields' iconic Calvins, or Han Solo's blaster, or Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit he wore in the original 2002 Spider-Man movie. How do they bid?
So you can bid directly on our website. Go to studioauctions.com and just fill out the form, and you'll be ready to go.
Pre-bidding has already begun, and the auction will take place in person, like I said, November 23rd and 24th in Burbank, California, with worldwide streaming for bidders.
Thanks, Doreen, very much.
Have you ever dreamed of being in Brooke Shields' pants? Well, thanks to Brad and studioauctions.com, you can be. And if you want to hear more of our wonderful conversation, visit right here. I'm Doreen Taylor with A Scene with Doreen here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
Hey, digital creators play a major role in shaping our culture, but many continue to lack the resources they need to grow. Now Visa is stepping up to help out small businesses everywhere.
At Web Summit in Portugal, Visa doubled down on its commitment to digital creators, officially recognizing them as small businesses. The designation ensures creators can easily and securely pay and be paid with any of the financial tools, resources, and products Visa makes available to small businesses worldwide. With more than 2/3 of creators experiencing delays getting paid, Visa Direct is partnering with social media networks and marketplaces to help creators get payouts in real time to their debit card. Visa's Chief Marketing Officer, Frank Cooper, took the stage at Web Summit to emphasize the importance of helping creators grow their business.
By 2027, the creator economy is projected to be roughly $480 billion. People define creators differently, but roughly 50 million creators worldwide who are earning money, but they're often treated as consumers, people entertaining as a hobby, but we look at it differently. We think that they should be not only treated as small businesses, but they are quickly becoming the face of small businesses.
Visa is also expanding its collaboration with Grammy-winning, Oscar-nominated artist Pharrell Williams, who's been a vocal advocate for empowering small businesses. Williams and Cooper announced the partnership at the event, where they also discussed how businesses and individuals can harness the power of the creator economy.
I want to be a part of an organization or a company or corporation that helps human beings have great experiences.
These commitments build on Visa's support of the creator community, joining programs like Get Paid, Visa's social media series helping influencers turn their passions into profitable ventures. This month, Visa hosted its first ever Creator Summit in Tokyo, where influencers connected with industry leaders and Visa experts to learn how to manage finances.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I'm Matt Doolittle in for Mitch English, right here on Daily Flash.
Mitch, if for those of you that don't know, he is the co-host of a nationally syndicated radio show called Broadway and Friends, and he is in Nashville right now for the Country Music Awards. And the show was nominated and named 2022's Academy of Country Music National Radio Personalities of the year.
Wow.
So that is
Nice.
huge stuff. Big deal. He's on Radio Row. That's, that main row where they get to talk to all the celebrities and the artists, as they come to the award show or as they're heading into the big night. So,
and I've never gotten to go to Nashville, so I'm sure he's enjoying it. And he loves going out there for that. That's kind of his thing. And anytime anybody on the show mentions country artists, his ears perk up.
Yes.
It's like me with Disney.
Yes.
And speaking of that, this last weekend, Andrea and I were out at the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic out at Walt Disney World's Swan and Dolphin Resort. And it's a great experience. It's all included. It's not one of these food festivals where you pay to get in, then you got to pay to go to each booth,
was so
and
nice.
you got to pay for the alcohol. No, it's one price and have at it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I mean, if you're a beer and wine lover, this is the place to go. They had a few cocktail places, and then there was a lot of champagne and sparkling wines, which was great. They had one area for Paso Robles, California, where it was just decked out in this beautiful garden kind of scene. It was amazing.
Live music all over the place. And each year they have a beneficiary that they provide money to.
Yeah.
This year it was the Wounded Warrior Project, which does great stuff for our veterans by helping them get back on their feet after, they've been injured as one of our warriors overseas. And this year they were able to donate $13,000 to them. So that's going to go to help them a lot. And I got to meet one of the warriors a couple weeks ago. And the stuff he was saying about what Wounded Warrior did for him helped him, even just being at his bedside with a milkshake and hey, buddy, we'll get you going again.
Right, we're here for you.
It helps them so much.
Yeah. Did you have a favorite food?
Yeah, they had these scallops. I wish I would have gotten the restaurant, but it was over at, beer and wine was flowing.
Of course.
It was over in they had this Florida section. They had that with the cooked oysters. And I mean, it was just, you just walk around, grab everything. And that was the nice part. You could go back.
Yes.
Because sometimes at these food festivals, you pay to get in, then you got to pay $10 for each little thing. And sometimes it's not even a portion, it is a morsel.
Yes.
And you're like, no, I just paid $10 and it's just thing. So
the only challenge we had was balancing a beverage in one hand and the food in the other, and then trying to find a table to
do the thing. But then you know, I've never worked in a restaurant, but all of a sudden you figure out, look, I can do this. How about that?
It's easy. You figure it out really quick.
My wife used to work at one of the chain restaurants, so she's loading them up on her arm and perfectly balancing it and everything.
Beautiful.
But if you want to check it out next year, it's always about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Head to foodandwineclassic.com for next year's event.
Dolphin.
Yeah, Swan and Dolphin. It'll be the 16th year next year.
And it's only 2 nights a year.
It's only 2 nights, and it's a little pricey, but
it's worth it.
But it's worth it. And when you think about it, if you were going to say one of the theme parks, we won't say which one, it happens to be next door to Swan and Dolphin, you're paying $120 to get in, then you're paying $10 to go around anyway. So it kind of works out. It's what's also great is Swan and Dolphin is getting a $250 million renovation that should be in progress by next year, and the year after the whole place is supposed to be redone.
See, because it was designed by Michael Graves, which is a really popular architect. So I wonder if they'll continue to keep with that design or if they're going to change it up a little bit.
As long as they don't change the smell of the lobby. There is something about the water.
Right.
There is something about the smell of that place that is just like, oh, this is nice.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Like, it's one of those hotels you forget that it's part of Disney because it's so unique in and of itself.
Yeah. And it's a Marriott, so if you got Marriott points, you can use it. It's one of the only hotels that are within like the Disney area that's not owned by Disney, but it's part of it.
Did you have any other desserts?
I did. I had the big chocolate thing. Yeah, I was digging it. I mean, I didn't eat all day. We just went out there and we worked out in the morning, so we were all nice and hungry, and we just went ham on it. It was great.
Stay with us. We're back right after this. Celebrity lifestyle and wellness expert Seema Cohen is here to share her ultimate holiday gift guide for the entire family. Hi, Seema. Welcome back.
Great to see you guys today. Cijo is redefining better sleep with innovative cooling and sustainable materials. Perfect for hot sleepers, their top-selling airy-weight eucalyptus bedding collection is ultra-cooling and luxurious. The Cijo team's focus on performance shines in their latest creation, a custom shredded memory foam pillow that adapts to your body for a personalized sleep experience. Cijo got you covered. Find them at cjohome.com. Babies inspire parents to cherish every bonding moment with authentic, sustainable baby and maternity essentials. From baby carriers and crib sheets to bath essentials, toddler pillows, postpartum belts, and more. They make parenting simpler. They create all-in-one keepsakes to help parents create wonderful moments with their little ones, offering a fun way to make memories that last for years to come. And you can find them at keybabies.com. Sutro takes the guesswork out of pool care by automatically testing your water and sending results right to your phone so you can enjoy a clean, safe pool without the hassle. It's all about making pool ownership easier. Sutro monitors your water 24/7, helping you save time, money, and ensuring peace of mind. And you can find them at sutro.com. Last and not least, Remember Tag is a heartfelt innovation by German entrepreneur Dennis Rodin. Inspired by his great-grandmother, he created a metallic QR code that you can place on a loved one headstone. This allows you to share their life story through photos, videos, and a biography, keeping their memory alive for future generations. Remember Tag is a one-time purchase with no recurring fees, and you can control who access the memorial. It's a beautiful way to honor those who've lost. Find them at remembertag.com.
Seema, these are great. We love your ultimate holiday gift guide. For more information, all you need to do is follow Seema on Instagram at Seema Cohen Official.
And now some great holiday gift ideas at some great prices.
Black Friday and Cyber Monday is around the corner. Tech expert Andrea Smith shares her top tips for navigating the biggest shopping events of the year.
A great idea for crafters is Cricut's Joy Extra, a popular and compact smart cutting machine. Joy Extras are great for making personalized gifts, holiday decor, and all the labels, cards, and gift tags you'll need for the holiday season. Plus, Cricut Joy Extra can cut over 50 different materials, including vinyl, cardstock, and iron-on. A really popular item this year, emergency home backup power solutions. The Jackery 2000 V2 solar generator is among the lightest and smallest out there. This is a must-have during power outages with fast charging capability and 3 AC power outlets, so crucial devices like your fridge, your air conditioning, and your internet stay on during outages.
For more information, you can head to each of the brand's websites.
It's time to check in with our friends at the Daily Buzz right here on Daily Flash.
Circle K is hosting Fuel Day just in time for Thanksgiving. On Thursday, November 21st, customers can enjoy up to 40 cents off each gallon of fuel at the pump from 4 to 7 p.m. local time. As families gear up for the holiday season, Circle K is dedicated to helping customers save on an essential travel expense, fuel to get you to your Thanksgiving table. And while filling up, go inside. Circle K offers tasty sandwiches, savory snacks, and refreshing drinks, perfect for on-the-go trips. With more than 5,000 locations across the U.S. participating in Circle K Fuel Day, everyone can take advantage of this saving event anywhere they are. To see if your closest Circle K location is offering this deal, visit circlek.com/fuel day.
Follow the Daily Buzz on social media.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Well, it's all about staying healthy during the cold and flu season. Dr. Anita Patel joins us with some latest information on vaccines, tests, and treatments available at Walgreens.
Thank you for having me. Every year as we enter the holiday season, respiratory illness tends to spread with travel and more people gathering for celebrations. It's important to get vaccinated and protected against the bugs that we're worried about most. This includes flu, COVID-19, and RSV. As a mom of 3, life is always hectic, but around the holidays, the to-do list, it gets even longer. Falling sick from any of these viruses is not an option. This is why I make sure that my family and I are vaccinated before the fun and chaos of holiday celebrations and gatherings start. To put it simple, I would rather my family have a sniffle than end up in the ER with more severe symptoms. Getting vaccinated can protect you from illness, but if you do get sick, it will also lower the likelihood of having severe symptoms that can lead to hospitalization and even death. When you get vaccinated, you also lower the chance that you will spread disease to those around you. You can get your flu, COVID, and recommended vaccines at the same time in a single visit. It's safe and it's simple. Make an appointment online or just walk into your local Walgreens. Now, if you do get sick this season, our pharmacist can help you get tested. With one test, we can help you know if you have flu or COVID-19. If you're a veteran or uninsured, you may also be eligible for a test at no cost. If you do test positive, our pharmacist can recommend the right option for you, whether a prescription antiviral or over-the-counter medication to help you feel better faster. Let us help you make it a safer and healthier holiday.
Emily Kaufman, the travel mom, is back to share another exciting vacation idea. This time she is bringing us something brand new from MSC Cruises.
Hello and greetings from the Mediterranean, where I'm sailing on board MSC World Europa. She is the first ship in the world-class series from MSC Cruises, and I'm excited to be sharing a sneak peek, first look at what's coming next. And it's her sister ship, MSC World America, that's very similar and will be sailing out of Miami starting in April throughout the Caribbean. This ship will have so many fantastic dining options, including the only eatery at sea, as well as 5 other specialty restaurants, including a brand new Greek spot and your favorites with 5 different quick grab-and-go opportunities. The entertainment will be abundant, from adrenaline junkie-loving people that enjoy the cliffhanger, the first over-the-sea swing that there is in the world. They've also got great stage shows coming, a comedy club, dueling pianos, and lots of live music. They've also got the excitement of the brand new jaw drop slide, like the Venom drop that's right behind me. And when it comes to accommodations, there are 19 different types of cabins you can book, including this type, a balcony overlooking the World Promenade. There's the MSC Yacht Club, which is a ship within a ship experience as well. To learn more about booking your trip, visit msccruisesusa.com.
Well, when it comes to holiday traditions, baking homemade treats is at the top of everyone's list. Joining us now is executive pastry chef Michelle Palazzo with some of her pro tips for holiday baking. Welcome, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
So, Chef, what are some of your favorite baking holiday traditions?
Yeah, so I have so many favorite holiday traditions, baking with my grandma during the holiday seasons. And, baking with her during the holiday actually inspired me to become a professional chef. And, those baking tips and all those recipes actually inspired me today. So actually, this Linzer tort that I have over here is actually a play on her famous Linzer cookies that she always made during this holiday season.
What about a favorite holiday recipe?
So my favorite holiday recipes both bring comfort and elegance to a table. And my buttery Gruyere and parsley scones are really perfect for any occasion. And then for dessert, my favorite part, my show-stopping raspberry cranberry Linzer tort with this beautiful lattice top is always the center of our table. And both of these are classic recipes made with some professional techniques.
Chef, what about more pro tips for making chef quality pastries from scratch?
So to achieve chef quality results every single time, I have to say better butter does matter. A lot of home bakers know that butter equals more flavor, but butter fat plays such a huge outcome in our overall pastry. Pelugra is made with that 82% butter fat and is slow churned. And basically doughs made with that higher butter fat will result in a more dependable, superior texture and a richer, more favorable result every single time.
Thanks, Chef. And where can we go for more info?
So for more information, you can visit pelugra.com.
Great tips. And make sure you head to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and we'll have all this and more. Well, it's lights out for a famous holiday tradition in New York City, sadly. Saks Fifth Avenue's annual holiday lights show at its flagship location has been canceled after nearly 2 decades. The decision to cut the holiday lights was made within the last month. This year's holiday windows are set to feature displays from the top names in luxury alongside colorful snowflakes. The Saks wintertime tradition has been a fan favorite since 2004. The event near the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree drew large crowds every Christmas.
Oh,
cost cutting. These places aren't making the money, and they got to cut where they can cut.
I guess so. And then Saks Fifth Avenue will be the new owner of Neiman Marcus, so I wonder if that might have something to do with it.
Maybe, but I mean, it's just these cost cutting stuff. Even going to the mall now, you see like Macy's cut back on stuff at our big mall in town.
Yeah, isn't that disappointing?
Yeah, it is.
You kind of think like if there's a time to push the holidays.
It's when you want to feel it, and now they're cutting back on it. It's like, no, I want to come to the mall and spend money.
I know. Would you like to live in a house that appeared in a popular movie or TV show? Okay, a new documentary titled The House From reveals the complicated reality of living inside of a popular on-screen property. The movie takes viewers inside a number of recognizable homes from dozens of famous movies and TV series. The filmmaker says the people who buy or live in these famous homes tend to fall into one of 5 categories: those who embrace it, those who ignore it, those who resent it, those who love the fame of it, and those who see the financial benefit of it.
Well, the people that buy them and kind of turn them into a tourist attraction is one thing, but like the house from Breaking Bad in Albuquerque, the guy had to put a sign out front that said, "Please stop throwing pizzas on my roof." Because that was a whole joke. People would come by, throw a pizza up there for the gram. And he's like, "I'm sick of this. Please stop."
Right. It's funny for the first couple of times.
Yeah, and then you're like, all right, enough.
That's all. Well, stay with us. More to come here. Today's Trends, Tomorrow's Talk, right here on Daily Flash. We're back right after this. Welcome back to Daily Flash. Time for some must-watch movies. This week, we are talking about a straight-laced man who finds his life suddenly upended when he becomes the caregiver of his rambunctious orphan nephews. This is today's must-watch movie, Nutcrackers.
I'm with Family Services. With Christmas in 3 weeks, we have very limited options.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So just look after them until I can find them a foster home.
Hey, dudes. It's your Uncle Michael. Remember me? Your mom's big brother. I'm here now to look after you, get you guys hooked up with a family.
I farted. He farted.
Oh, come on.
No piece of poop.
Where's in your cell phone reception?
God, the sticks, homie.
You get service in the middle of the pond? Oh, wait a minute! I got something! I got a bar! I got
I want chicken. Fresh chicken.
Oh, no, we're not gonna do fresh chicken.
I got it! We'll take it from here. That's Elizabeth!
You said her name was Elizabeth?
Delicious.
Act like normal children. I'm trying to find you a good home, okay?
Everybody wants to meet their mommies and daddies.
Run! Come quick! The golf cart is driving itself!
He's good! I saved him! I'm dealing with a lot right now.
We're talking about 4 little kids who lost their parents.
Do you think I look like my dad?
Very much so. Whoa, what are you guys doing up? Go back down. No. Go back downstairs. Guys, we're not doing this.
I had a bad dream.
Can you tell them we're not doing this?
Those delinquents hotwired a carnival ride the other night.
You know, if you love somebody and they love you, that love doesn't go away. It stays with you.
Maybe this place is growing on you.
Time for school!
All right, so what do you want me to teach you?
Sex.
Tell me what you know already.
It's like birds and the bees, but the bees take to sing on the bird's butt. No,
Okay.
the boy and girl, like, it's when they get on top and then they bump it.
Oh.
Pump it.
Oh gosh, golly willikers. What could possibly happen at the end of one of these? We get one of these every couple of years.
Uncle Buck 2.0.
Yes,
from
exactly.
John Candy to Ben Stiller. Be good, everybody.